Hi Trinity, Pastor Andy Barrett here, welcoming you back to worship in person at Trinity in Waupaca. Our doors are going to be open for you at Sundays at 9 a.m. starting this Sunday. You can make reservations on the link that's going to be attached to this video. We don't recommend that everyone joins us for worship in person. If you have a risk of serious illness from COVID-19 due to health or age, we ask that you not come. You continue to join us by worshiping online or on the radio. But for those of you who are able to join us, we're going to be doing this by way of a covenant. We're going to ask that you not come if you do have any of the symptoms of COVID-19, that you keep a distance of 6 feet between you and other people from other households, that you wear a mask, which you'll find right over here. There will be a greeter here to help you get a mask if you don't already have one. We're going to have hand sanitizer all over the place to keep people safe. We're going to continuously wash and sanitize our hands. We're going to leave the sanctuary if we're going to be finding ourselves coughing or sneezing. Then we as a church are going to commit to encourage people who are at risk of serious illness not to come, to maintain a well-ventilated and clean worship space, to facilitate social distancing and mask wearing, and to provide a safe worship experience that eliminates risky behaviors. And unfortunately, some of those behaviors are some of the things we typically do in worship, like singing, handshaking, and passing offering plates. We're not going to be doing those things. But once you find yourself at the main door and you've got a mask and you've washed your hands with the hand sanitizer, you can come inside and you'll see that there are hearts, nice red hearts on the ground, spread apart 6 feet or more to keep people that far apart. If you can stay on those hearts or keep that distance between the hearts, between you and those in front of you, that will help to keep everyone safe. As you come in, you can either go up the stairs or take the elevator like before. This time though, if you use the elevator, we're going to ask you to come in one family at a time or no more than 2 unrelated people in the elevator at a time. You'll have already used hand sanitizer, so you can touch the buttons there. And then when you get to the top of the elevator or at the top of the stairs, there's more hand sanitizer. So after you have touched the elevator buttons, you can again sanitize your hands. We're going to keep as many doors open as possible, including the front doors, until shortly after the start of the service. You can then continue through here, continuing to keep your distance, and you can proceed toward the sanctuary. Now, if before worship, after worship, or any time during the service you need to use the restroom, the restrooms are available this way. We're going to be using the restrooms here on the upper level and also the restroom in the back of the nursery, which is otherwise going to be closed. We're sorry we can't offer the nursery for families, but this back area, including the restroom back there, will be open as a handicap accessible restroom. The other normal men's and women's bathrooms will be open back here. Once you're done with the restrooms, you can head this way, or as you come in, you can proceed through our koinonia room. Again, the hearts continue. You'll see along the way that there are not the normal array of publications that we have here. Instead, you're going to see hand sanitizer, some tissues, collection boxes where you can place your offerings. We're not going to be passing offering plates, so either before or after worship, you can place your offering there in those boxes. And we thank you for the ways you've contributed here during this downtime. On Communion Sunday, starting August 2nd, there's going to be a table here with the prepackaged communion cups of wafers and juice. You can pick one of those up on your way in and take it with you to your pew. You're going to continue to stay this far apart, and we ask that you come here 15 minutes or more before the service starts at 9 a.m. on Sundays to make sure that we don't have a bottleneck just before the service. If you could come early, that would be great. Once you get here, you'll see a sign that says, "Please wait to be seated," and an usher will gladly take you to a spot here in the sanctuary. We're not going to have fellowship time before or after the services, unfortunately, and we're going to make sure that we're not going to be shaking hands with one another, socializing or hugging. We can't do that stuff, unfortunately. But once you get here into the sanctuary, an usher will help you, and we're going to seat from front to back. And I'm sorry about this, but we can't let you sit in your familiar places in the pews. We're not, however, going to make you sit in the very front row. I know that's torture for Lutherans, and we're not going to make that happen to you. unless the place is packed. Then it just might happen at the end. But starting from the first actual pew on back, every other row, you'll see that there are orange dots. And you can sit where there's an orange dot. The usher will help you find these places. Those are at least 6 feet apart, or if you're with a group of people, try to keep your group. We'll keep your group those distance apart between those orange dots. You'll see that every other pew, there is a no sign, and there's also smiling faces of church members who submitted their pictures over the past months here as we've been worshiping online and on the radio only. So seating will continue again from front to back. We'll use the outside sections as necessary. Again, we do ask that you make reservations if you'd like to attend worship ahead of time by clicking that link or calling the church office. Worship itself then will begin without anyone ever having to come up to the front of the sanctuary. You'll stay in your pews throughout the service, including on Communion Sundays when you'll receive communion in your pews. If you're with a family, you can commune the other members of your household. Otherwise, the pastor will commune you individually, and you can take the wafers and cup of juice in your pew, as the pastor says, the body and blood of Christ given and shed for you. You can sit with other people outside your household if you're already carpooling together, or if you've got an extended family and you want to sit together. We'll do that, but we ask that you come at the same time so that we can seat you together at once. Once the service begins, the pastor and the musicians will not be wearing masks, but will be staying 15 feet apart from the congregation and from each other. After the service, unfortunately, we as pastors will not be able to greet you here in the sanctuary, but you can head outside and greet each other there after the service. You'll note that the screens are on. We're glad to have the screens back on so that you can worship safely without having to touch any bulletins. We're not going to have any bulletins for you to pick up or take home. You'll also notice that the pencils and offering envelopes and those things that are normally there in the rows are not there at the time. We don't have the hymn books. We don't have the offering envelopes, but we're going to be following along on the screens throughout the service. And we'll be happy to lead you that way. Now, the biggest thing is we're not going to be singing, even while wearing masks the whole time throughout the service, except for the moment when we do receive communion on that first Sunday of each month. We are not going to be able to sing as a congregation. This might be the toughest part. We love to sing, but unfortunately we're going to leave that up to the vocalists who are going to be leading the service. During the one hymn in the service, we're going to be meditating on the words that are on the screens, but otherwise it'll be the musicians offering the music, and we can pray along and speak responsively to the liturgy and to speak the prayers. Those are the highlights here. The sanctuary is pretty well ready for you. We're going to continue the online worship. You'll see the TV monitors back here. Todd and Braden Malish, our incredible father and son team of videographers, will continue to make the services available online until we get permanent camera equipment to be able to stream for the long-term future. We're thankful to Todd and Braden and Ron Kolb and Hank Holterman, Wanda Eichenberg, our music ministries director, and everyone else here who's been making worship possible in that way. We're going to continue to make that available to those of you who cannot attend, and we'll be glad to be together one way or another, including also on the radio on 92.7 FM. As you head out of the sanctuary, you'll be dismissed from back to front. We'll start with the back rows, and the ushers will dismiss from the back going up to the front. We ask that you stay in your seats during the service until the end of the service, and then you can head back out. Again, we ask that you not spend too much time here, that you make a fairly quick exit to the parking lot where, again, you can greet each other from a safe distance. This is a tough time we've been through together, and we're really excited to be together with some of you in person again. We know and appreciate that not everyone can do this, and we understand and we know that we're all together regardless, and most importantly, we know that we're together with God. God has seen us through this over the past 4 months, and God will continue to do this as we continue to make these transitions. We hope that we'll be able to graduate from these precautions over time and be able to make worship more and more normal, but we also understand that the threat of COVID-19 is still very real, and we might have to actually increase precautions or suspend worship again in the future. We hope and pray that's not the case, but again, we know that God will see us through this regardless. We've been together as a church community for a long time, and we know God will be with us through whatever length of time it takes for us to clear this hurdle of this virus. Again, I'm Pastor Andy, and on behalf of all of us at Trinity, welcome back, and God bless you.